about Bishu Thorzain.
Thorzain is losing a surprising amount of TVTs lately, which I'm really not used to that. You remember those days when Thorzain took apart Paul at the DreamHack Open.
How are his results in Bucharest?
Thorzain?
Yeah, did he play?
I don't think he's playing.
Oh. Well, that's a shame.
No, he's not playing. At least he's not in the top 16. No, he's not playing. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, of course, guys. If you're still awake or already woke up later today, it's going to be the finals of DreamHack Bucharest. Really interesting top 6, as there are not a lot of super big names, so that means that we are going to see, well, perhaps a new champion. I think Quantic the FTC ban has great chances to take it all. Nurcho, of course, but Nurcho's grid is not fantastic. He might run into a few ZVZs. He has Giant in the first round, and Giant seems to be on fire so far. But Nurcho should still be a better player.
I believe.
And
Nurchio.
But Munchi is on the bottom side of the grid as well. And Nurcho loves Mudas, but don't you go Mudas against Munchi. Munchi, of course, the recent ISF champion.
Is he still winning? Munchi,
yeah, he's top
like
16.
He is like becoming a world-class player, yeah, man. What the hell?
So awesome, right? And you guys, you should know that Munchi, the Austrian Protoss player who surprisingly won ISF when he defeated Squirtle, or was it Parting? No, it was Squirtle in the quarterfinals of that tournament. He's one of the coolest guys out there, and he's a legit badass. He's a motocrosser. Every now and then you see pictures of him on Facebook where he's driving through the mountains on one of his dirt bikes and stuff. It's like, wow, is this really the same guy who's damn good with Protoss too? And yeah, man, Munchi does it all. And we're going to see him action later today. Top 16 at DreamHack Bucharest. Same can be said for Targa, who's once more top 16, but Targa has a very tough grid. I think he plays Sage in the first round.
Targa's a pretty tough guy, Kev. I think if anyone can handle it, it's him.
Targa,
what would happen if it came down to Targa versus Munchi? Who would release the Kraken first?
I think Munchi. Well, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know.
SCV scout going on across the map by Slayer's Ryung. But he's not actually going for the no gas fast expand ban, as we see the refinery going down.
Yeah.
Hwangsin had a probe behind the minerals, perhaps.
It's not easy being cheesy, says Ryung. Of course, this could just be Banshee into expand. Probe will see nothing.
The depots were raised, or depot, as Lauren at least likes to say. I'm sad that he doesn't say depot anymore. I miss the days when Laura said depot. And we all encouraged her to say depot like it was right. Those were the days, man.
The expansions having not been placed yet for either player. Second gas going down for Ryung.
Cloak Banshee.
Is he going to 1-1-1? That would be so, like...
Old school?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's just going to go Banshee expand.
Yeah.
This has become pretty common.
He's going to put the bunker on the low ground as soon as he has 3 Marines out. So far he's selling it as a pretty convincing story, Ben. But Hwangsin... okay, Hwangsin is going to go for the 1 gate fast expand.
Yep, probe going down to that low ground where he will place the Nexus as soon as he has the money for it.
Oh, Hellions in production, Ben. I think we're going to see Hellion drop into the main base. Of course, a strategy that's been around for a long time. Is very good against greedy Protosses. Is it going to be multiple Hellions, or maybe he's going to go like TVZ style Hellions and Banshees?
I mean, there's so many different variations on this. We've seen Hellion drop into 1-1-1. We've seen this into expansion. We've seen this into Banshee. I mean, there's a million different ways to do it. Or at least 3.
Ryung is going to try to get the confirmation. There is a Nexus there. He might actually get it, Ben. Oh, SCV, can you see? No, he did not see. He did see the Zealot, and I guess he has a pretty good idea probably then. He's just hoping to see that Nexus there, man, because he also knows that if Hwangsin is on 1 base, this is suddenly a whole lot easier to defend.
Well, Tech Lab even going to be built, so we are going to see at least... I don't know what we're going to see. I really have no idea exactly what Ryung's going to do here. Definitely going to see some drop play for sure. It's going to be 4 Hellions in that medevac.
What is he going to do with the Tech Lab? Is he going to follow it up with Banshee Arrest and then 1-on-1? Is this going to be the longest 1 base of all time? Imagine we're going to have to cast Ryung versus Bishu. Did it happen already?
Wow, that would be the best series ever.
I would enjoy that. It's going to be like Thorzain versus Ryung, but then they both mine out 1 base. Rather than the entire
match. Ryung left 1 Hellion behind.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty big deal. Maybe he's going to just drive it into the natural. Maybe, because I mean, after all, you only need 3 Hellions to
one-shot probes, yeah.
To one-shot a probe. So I think this is on purpose. Cloak Banshee is going to be the follow-up. Man, this is the king of aggressive builds, or aggressive slash very harassment heavy. I'm enjoying it. For the people who just tune in or tune in later, we're going to have a couple of more series after this. It's going to be after, Hwangsin versus Ryung is going to be the NASL Classic between MC and not Teja. MC and Chef. And the yesterday is going to be Teja versus Vibe, so it should be a lot of fun.
Oh, this first Hellion is going to be worth his weight in some, well, actually, good job here by Hwangsin. Actually, super good job by Hwangsin. So prepared. Now, Hellions are kind of hard to kill with Stalkers. Eventually, they will all fall. How much damage is going to get dealt? Actually, a surprising amount of damage. 8 probes?
Yeah, and those two Hellions got a couple of really big shots off, and they're not dead yet, but at least Hwangsin knows what he's facing. And we shouldn't forget, man, Hwangsin is quite far ahead economically right now, and he gets a couple of really important shots off on this medevac. I think Hwangsin did that fine, but the bigger problem is he only has one observer on the map right now. Where is his observer? It's all the way on the other side. Oh god, Hwangsin is in trouble, man.
Oh no, Cloak is done.
Hwangsin is in so much trouble. He's still not making an
now.
observer, man. Ryung, don't fly too far away. You can just go for it. Your cloak is ready, Ryung.
Maybe he wants to bring back his Hellions. I think that's exactly what he wants. He wants to pull the army out of position, bring the Hellions back.
Yeah, but he can also just go and kill a lot of probes because he has cloak. Now Hwangsin knows what time it is, and he's gonna make another observer immediately. But not before losing a few more probes. Man, I felt that Hwangsin, I think he could have done way more with that. Of course, it's easy to speak in hindsight because we did not see that. I mean, we saw Hwangsin was not producing an observer, and obviously Ryung cannot see that, so he has to be much more careful, and it's very easy for us to say what he should and shouldn't do. But still, I think a little bit more greed ban wouldn't have been bad.
Worker count's pretty even now, as Ryung taking advantage of all the map control he's gained. He's expanded. This Banshee's still being very annoying.
Yeah.
7 total kills on it, and climbing still.
Well, we do have 3 observers right now. 1 on the other side of the map, 1 protecting this mineral line, and 1 protecting the natural. So Hwangsin is finally fine, man, but as you said, he's really not mining as much as... wow, how can he be mining so few minerals? I guess he was transferring minerals. Wow, he's really not mining a lot of minerals.
He's working on all 8 gas, not 8 gas, but all 4 gas. That's one thing.
8 gas would be sick. Gonna see one hell of an Archon army then, man.
12 of his 37 probes are mining gas right now. What is he going to do with all that gas?
What's he going to do with all that gas inside his trunk? He's going to get Ryung drunk. That did not go well. He's going to get... How did that song go? He's going to get you drunk.
He's going to get High Templar.
Get you drunk inside my trunk.
In fact, that's not the case. He's going to get Colossi.
Man.
I remember that song, but I have no idea what the words were.
It's Virgin. What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk? I'm gonna get you drunk. Get you a little drunk off my hump, my lovely lady humps. I think that's how it goes. I might be wrong though.
I think you just combined 2 songs.
No. Really? Did I? No. Did I? Anyways, man, Ryung is moving across the map with a small Marine hit squad army and a Raven. What's going on?
I mean, I'm not a
I don't think
connoisseur of music at all, but that sounds like 2 different songs.
Well, maybe they should bring out a remix.
They should. The mashup.
The mashup. 54 army supply against 41. Really not a lot going on right now in this game, other than the few units that have been killed early on. Units / probes. Ryung's just macroing up, trying to see as much as possible. Ryung is of course down 1-0 in this series. First game was a whirlwind. It was a little bit more exciting. But now the action is about to kick in, as we do have 3 medevacs and some bio units marching, well, I won't say across the map, but they're retreating again, Ben.
Marching around.
Yeah.
Doing some sightseeing.
Singing Fergie songs.
Hanging out with a Raven. But you think the Raven's got like speakers strapped to it that's like blasting songs?
Yeah, it's a boombox. But you know, the Raven is also known as the flying boombox.
I did not know that.
Raven is totally 90s, man. You know, with a big big boombox on his shoulder.
I do remember that.
Did
Watching
you ever do
Fresh
that?
Prince of Bel-Air.
Were you one of those kids, man?
I never owned a boombox.
Me neither. But I always thought it was really cool. I had friends who brought it to the open swimming pool.
I had a vinyl record player, and I had 1 record, and it was a Johnny Cash record.
I knew you were going to say Johnny Cash. Was it Hurt?
It was a boy named Sue, and it had a couple other songs on it. But it was a single with a boy named Sue and like 2 other songs. My name is Sue. How do you do?
Hwangsin does have 3 Colossus on the field. He has a few stocks as well, so you could potentially say he might be able to deal with the Vikings, might be able to get in a good position. As 3 Vikings are obviously not a good fight for 3 Colossus. but there's really not that much to deal with the 10 Marauders that are on the field. Of course, Colossus can deal with Marauders, but none of the Marauders are heavily outnumbering anything that's on the ground for Protoss. Because the moment that Colossus do get in range of, or the moment that Marauders do get in range of Colossus, Colossus fall like flies.
It's going to get a little scary here as Hwangsin's a little bit out of position. Oh, but Ryung doesn't know it, so he's going to sit here and work on these rocks in the meantime. Hwangsin still has no idea. How can he be this unaware of the Terran army? Yeah,
that's a good question. Because there's a Raven. The Raven might have.
It's really incredible what the Raven adds to this. It just means no observers ever.
Here we see the SCVs being pulled as well, Ben. So this time he is going to stay on 2 base. Kind of what I had in mind that I thought he was going to do on Whirlwind, but I think he didn't do it because on Whirlwind there was not a quick Colossus, so he was perhaps too afraid of High Templars. This time he is going to do it though, and I think this is going to be a super strong push. Hwangsin is going to need excellent force fields and excellent focused fire, sniping down Vikings.
Oh, you are just going to see him go for it right here. There's a huge blink. Stalker's all out in front. Colossi going to fall very quickly to this many Vikings, Kev, and well, those are pretty good force fields. I still don't feel like it's enough to deal with the Marauders though.
Nowhere near enough, Ben, I think, unless he has 6 more of those force fields that he could pick units off bit by bit. These Blink Stalkers do not have enough DPS to deal with this Terran army of Ryung.
No, not even close. Vikings might even get to land here, which would be fitting given our last broadcast. GG gets called. Slayers Ryung takes game number 2.
Not the most exciting game of StarCraft that we saw today?
Yeah, pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Kill some probes.
One guy makes Robot House. Another guy skipped Robot House.
I made the wrong lasers. Next time I'll make the right Robot House and I will win the game.
Exactly. Game brought to you guys by Cooler Master. Cooler Master offers a brilliant line of gaming peripherals, including keyboards, mice, cases, and more. Head over to coolermaster-USA where you can pick up yours. Time for a break?
It is time for a break, Ben. Last map is going to be played on Ohana, and we all know what Ohana means. Hopefully Ohana means action this time as well. So guys, stay tuned. Game number 3 between Hwangsin and Ryung coming up.